So when I think about money, I think about having fun. Yes, money is a tool. It can build your business. It can buy you a house. It can buy you a camera. Should it be easier than it has been? Absolutely. All right. Keep watching to find out what book I'm talking about today. Hey you guys, it's Denanyoh, and today we are talking about a book that I absolutely loved. Money Made Easy. The author of the book is Allison Baggerly. The genre of the book is nonfiction. The theme of the book is business economics, okay? So you guys, the subtagline, how to budget, pay off debt, and save money. Why did I pick this up? Money made easy. Money made easy. Money should be easy. Money made easy. Okay, so I can make money in an easy way. Money can be easy. Okay, yeah. Yes. It was all of those. Allison is phenomenal. Money made easy. So, lots of things in this book, right? Allison talks about investments. Allison talks about what to do with your life insurance account. She talks about how to max out your 401k. What I really thought was important was there are enough personal stories in this book to make her relatable without you being like, yeah, but that's not going to work for me. So Allison and her husband are school teachers, and there's a time when they decide they want to be financially independent. And when they decide that, she gets so excited. She's telling everybody she knows, oh, I can't wait to do this. And one of the teachers at her school is like, you can never do that. You're a school teacher. Excuse me? So lesson number one that I thought was the biggest from the book. If people are not going to appreciate your dream or at least cheer for you, you don't have to tell them. I know we like to share things with people, and especially with social media. I'm on my financial independent journey. Yeah, but if everybody around you is literally living paycheck to paycheck, they don't give a shit that you're on your financial journey. They don't. And so sometimes you need to have your goal, Allison, share it with your husband, and you two work on it and let everybody else understand it once they see it's done. This was written in 2023. So I would say you don't need to crowdsource your ideas. You don't need other people to rally for you. Sometimes that can be beneficial, but you have to know that they understand what you're doing and that they're going to support you. That was number one. Allison had her husband through this entire journey. Now, that doesn't mean that they were on the same page, right? She talks about how she likes to go shopping. When she's having an off day, she likes to show up at the big box store, no agenda. What jumps into my cart? What do I feel like buying, right? So I really like that. There was an entire chapter on impulse shopping, but what I really appreciated was point number two that I loved. Allison says, you're going to set up a budget every month. And that blew my mind. Because for one, other books have told me that I'm not a budgeter, I'm a tracker. I don't really look at what I'm spending. I'm just like, oh, well, this is, or I don't plan for how to spend. I just look at what I spent and then decide, do I want to adjust or change something? But then I don't adjust anything because I don't actually have a budget. I just could not wrap my head around, if I want a pair of jeans, how am I supposed to have money set aside for this pair of jeans I never knew I needed? My mind was just like, what do you mean, right? And so that sounds silly to say right now that, yeah, I would just go on and buy the jeans and just be damned. I'd figure out where it come from later. But sadly, a lot of books I was reading were telling me that. And they were just like, don't be the person who doesn't do that. Buy the jeans and figure out how to make the money back. Yeah. No, especially not if you're married and you guys have goals. You can't just be all willy-nilly like that. But all that said, Allison says you need a monthly budget because you need to create your budget. This is what we have money for. Bam, 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 bam. So then when you want a pair of jeans, you don't look at your account and say, I have $500. Great. You look at your account and say, what am I planning to come out of that $500? If there's anything left, I can get that. Because she also has you add a little section, a little special little like 10% boost that you just always have there. So then you can be like, great, nothing is allocated for those $75 jeans. But also, you would look at where you're supposed to be spending your money. Then at the end of the month, you come back and you look at it and you're like, oh, we severely underestimated the food. Oh, we forgot that Christmas was coming and we need to prepare for that. Oh. Then you make changes and now that is your budget for the next month. First of all, that's too much work, right? Not if it works. And so I'm the type of person who actually likes to get into the finances. The problem is you can start to look at your numbers and then it's been 5 hours and you're still looking at them. I thought I had 45 minutes to do this. That's because I'm trying to reconcile the last 4 months of spending. If you're doing it every month, you actually can break it down into chunks. I've actually enjoyed it so much, and it's become so easy that I have money dates every Monday and Friday where I sit down and look at it, because I'm not even trying to wait for the month. I know. That blew my mind. As a person who hates to be passive aggressive, I want to know what's happening. The fact that I get to review it every month, so I get to maintain my tracker status and then adjust based on what the actual budget is. So I took this with a couple of things that I learned from other books, where as soon as I get paid or any amount of money, I don't care if it's $25, I take that, I split it up 50% into things that I have to pay for, and then the other 5 different 10% accounts. And that has worked out for me really, really well. Okay, so yeah, this really did make money easy. It absolutely did. Allison is surprised by finding out that she's pregnant before she and her husband were planning on it, and then they have a second son. And so there's a lot of stuff in there about how like kids come into your budgeting, and that really changes. And I appreciate that, because I have a 5-year-old and we're going through some of that, right? So that was excellent. Really, really love that. The third thing I absolutely loved, Allison talks about how no matter what you plan for, if you are not going to be doggedly to your budget and just shame yourself and just, how dare you, I knew you couldn't have saved it, I knew you'd never be ready, you're probably going to slip up. And by slip up, we mean just live your life and end up spending more money than you were planning to. If that happens, look at the next time you're going to be paid and make a mini budget. She's like, all right, so let's say you had $500 last time you looked, you went and did something. Now you got $175. When's the next time you're paid? 4 days out? What needs to be paid within those 4 days? Damn it. That's easy. Gotta do that, gotta do that, gotta do that. Oh, I don't have the money for that. What else can you do? Oh, well, I like to pay it on that date, but technically it's not due till then. I'll be paid by then. Or, oh, remember we had that money in that extra account. Or, oh, maybe I can just ask my spouse if he had some money set aside. Or, child, then that's when you get to get creative. Oh, remember we had that gift card to that store. Remember we had the this. Remember we had the that. Because you're already thinking about things in terms of, I am paying attention to this and we're handling it now, all of a sudden you can see all the opportunities, because your mind is literally like, oh no, remember this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Amazing. I mean, it literally cannot get easier than that. It absolutely cannot. And I wish I could take you guys through every single example, because it is so, it's so good. And it really made things really, really simple. She wasn't condescending. She just laid it out. Now, I never would have considered a mini budget. I remember I did one. I was like, okay, until next payday, I need $331 for something. And I was like, well, let's go on and just do a mini budget. Well, for the next one, okay, I'm going to need $664 by the next payday. And I was like, all right, cool. And it's just like, I know it's cliche, but it's true. What you put your attention on grows. And also, the thing that you avoid controls you. And so if you are constantly like, oh, I just have money is just everywhere, blah, 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 you're not dealing with it. And so then you're actually in the back of your mind always thinking about it. Or you can't even go to a fast food place without checking your account, because it's like, your avoidance is actually controlling you, because it's like, look, she cares so much about this money, she refuses to even look. Whereas if you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I kept finding myself, no lie, sitting down and being like, shit, did I spend money today? I haven't spent money in 3 days. And guess what? I haven't needed or wanted anything. Because it's actually really fun to sit down and be like, I needed $331 and I spent $331. Oh. Now, that does not take away from the spontaneous times when you want jeans, but I tell you what, someone's birthday came up and I was like, okay, let's see. I had already wrote it down. Because when you are reviewing things from point 2, when you're reviewing them every month, you're just like, oh, remember you got that birthday party coming up. Oh, wow, it's October. Remember December is coming. You're going to need Christmas gifts. You are now in control. Your money is easy because you're constantly looking at it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I have quite a few money book reviews on this channel because I don't even want to call it an Achilles heel. I just could not make heads or tails about it. I just was like, why do I need a budget if I can just make a shit ton of money and then just pay for everything I want? Well, because my expenses would probably grow to the amount of the money I was earning. I've done that before. I've literally started a business, needed some spare money, got a job to pay for VA to handle things in the time I didn't have because now I was working. And then I literally ballooned the business because I had all this money coming in from working. I know how to spend some money. Now, how to make money easy, how to make budgeting easy, how to make paying off debt easy, how to make saving money easy. I needed Allison. I needed this book to help me with that. All right. So would I read this book again? Absolutely. This is from the library. I do not buy a book unless I've read it 3 times. So if I pick this up and read it another 2 times, I would absolutely buy it. But it was phenomenal. I'm definitely going to return this so someone can use it. And I know I'll pick it up again because it was really, really good. All right. So if you enjoyed this book review, I know you will love this next one here. And I'll see you in the next one.